for some prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातां सहगणा रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनासहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णपादान् सहगणा ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमोऽस्तु ते। तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। Okay. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining us. So, I would really love to get to know each one of you, but since we have limited time, I'll just call out the names of all devotees here to offer my obeisances to each one of you here. We have Dheeraj Prabhu, Akash, Dhanuka Prabhu, Arya Samaj Prabhu, or maybe it's not your personal name. Manish Vishwakarma Prabhu, Prathamesh Prabhu, Raghav Kripa Prabhu is also here. Please accept my humble obeisances. Rishabh Pandey Prabhu, Saidip Buradkar Prabhu, Sajit Menon Prabhu, Shirish Prabhu, Sushant Kumar Prabhu, and Vikram Prabhu. Thank you for joining us. Please accept my humble obeisances at your feet. Thank you for giving us your association here. So, seeking your blessings so that we can have a nice glorification session of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Today is his appearance day. What an auspicious day. Um, if we carefully see in this world, the greatest blessing upon this world is not that uh, some new technology comes up. I have lived in Silicon Valley for a few years. Lots of innovative technological advancements are made there. So, is that the real boon for human society? Is some new technology, some innovative way of doing things, something that cuts short the time like earlier. In olden times, more than a century ago, people would wash clothes with their hands, but now there are washers and dryers. So, are such innovations the real boon, the real blessing for mankind? Well, the Vaishnava Acharyas would disagree with this. As Vaishnava Acharyas would point out, the real blessing for this human society is that the Supreme Lord and his devotees keep descending into this world again and again, time and again, to call us back home, back to Godhead, back to our real, original, natural position where we eternally live in a loving relationship with God, with Lord Shri Krishna. So, the real blessing upon mankind is that the Supreme Lord, keeps descending time and again. Hmm? And if our lives revolves around this appreciation of this principle, that the real blessing I can have in my life is that the Supreme Lord descends into my heart and that I get the association of His pure devotees. If we can see this as the greatest treasure attainable, hmm, we will be very blessed and we will be very fortunate. Hmm. There are so many things we may desire in life, so many if onlys we may have in our lives. In Hindi, there's a word, right? Kash. काश ऐसा हुआ होता काश मैंने ऐसा किया होता in English the exact translation of that is if only. Hmm? So what all kinds of if only desires we may have? Oh, if only I had purchased this stock when the stock price was low. Hmm? And if only I had sold out the stock when it was at the peak. Hmm? We may have these kind of if only desires. Oh, if only I had cracked IIT JEE. If only I had uh, earned so much money in my youth. Hmm? Oh, if only I had played more sports and developed a stronger body. Hmm? If only I had done that. Hmm? Now, these if only kind of desires, uh, as Bhurijan Prabhu points out in his Japa book, they are neither innocent nor harmless. Hmm? What do they do to us? They sow the seeds of next birth for us. Hmm? Because what we desire determines what kind of birth we will next get. Hmm? It gives shape to our destiny. There's a saying, watch out what you desire, for it will soon turn into action. Watch out your actions, for they will soon turn into habits. Watch out your habits, for they will soon turn into your character. And watch out your character, for it will soon turn into your destiny. Hmm? So it all begins with desires. What kind of desires do we have in our consciousness? Hmm? So the greatest desires we can have is to desire love for God. Hmm? So that's the most valuable thing. And nothing else of this world is of any value, actually, because it is taken away by the time factor. Hmm? So we are very fortunate that we are somehow connected to this Gaudiya Vaishnavism, this path, wonderful spiritual path, mm, coming from Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is Krishna himself. We are really, really very fortunate. So today we'll try to glorify some of the very sweet pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Uh, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna himself coming in the mode of Radharani. Mm. There are, right in the beginning of Chaitanya Charitamrit, there are three internal reasons and three external reasons specified there uh, for his descent into this world. Hmm? So, would someone like to point out what are the three internal reasons and external reasons? Whichever one you remember, you may unmute yourself and speak up for everyone, or whichever one you remember, either the internal ones or external ones. So, yeah, okay, Prathamesh Prabhu, did you have something to share? Okay, okay, never mind. So, the three internal reasons, as Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explains, for Lord Chaitanya's descent. Hmm? Now, why they are called internal reasons and internal versus external? Does it mean the external ones are less important or the internal ones are more important? Hmm? Well, we can see them through another angle. The internal reasons for Lord Chaitanya's appearance can also be seen as his personal agenda. And external reasons can be seen as his cosmic agenda, his agenda for everyone. Mm. Just like in meetings, we have a meeting agenda. Agenda means what's going to be discussed in the meeting, or what is somebody's plan, somebody's agenda. So, similarly, God also has his wonderful plans, his personal plans as well as his cosmic plans. Now, when we say the word personal agenda, it may sound like something. Usually, personal agenda, the word personal agenda has a negative connotation. Somebody having personal agenda, it it's not seen positively by others. Oh, why do you have your personal agenda? You should think about the whole team, or you should think beyond your personal agenda. Hmm? Now, how can God have a personal agenda? This may sound a little bewildering. Hmm? So, in this connection, let's discuss a small story. This was shared by Vraj Vihari Prabhu, one very senior brahmachari in ISKCON Chowpatty. He shared his own story and he connected it with Krishna consciousness. So, when Vraj Vihari Prabhu, he was a small kid going to school. So, in school, he saw that they there were small school children, 5 to 7 years old. So they had one teacher. Let's say the teacher's name was Miss Sharma. I don't exactly remember what he mentioned. So these were small boys attending a class. Miss Sharma would give them some homework. She would correct their papers. She would teach them and occasionally even punish them if they did some mischief in the class. So now, these boys, small boys, uh, they hardly had any understanding about life. They were just 5 to 7 years old. So they saw one day that Miss Sharma's tummy, her stomach was becoming bigger and bigger. So what was happening? She was pregnant. She was bearing a child in her womb. Hmm. So after some time, Miss Sharma went for a break, a long break, because her delivery was soon about to happen. So 3 months or so before the delivery, she went on a break, on a long vacation for her pregnancy. So, uh, yeah, and after some time, after Miss Sharma was on a break for a good amount of time, 3 to 4 months, one fine day, the principal of the school came into the classroom, and the principal announced, "Okay, boys, all of you, stand up now." And announced that somehow she had a miscarriage. And the principal explained what miscarriage means. Means uh, the baby did not survive. So it's going to be a mother, but the baby did not survive. So please, all of you, pray for her. And then the principal told everyone what to pray for Miss Sharma. Now, in this connection, uh, Vraj Vihari Prabhu was explaining how at least he learned something new in life. So he was explaining earlier, he and the other boys, they would think that, oh, Miss Sharma's only existence is about giving them homework, correcting their paper, teaching them something, some English, math, and so on, some subjects, and punishing them sometimes, taking their oral exams, and so on. Boys would think that Miss Sharma's life is all about that. But now, after this news, Vraj Vihari Prabhu, he was saying, as a small boy, he learned something. He learned the fact that Miss Sharma also has her personal life. And that was almost like a revelation for him. So, Vraj Vihari Prabhu was drawing out this lesson. Similarly, most pious people in this world, they think that, oh, God's only existence is about supplying our orders. Hmm? God is just an order supplier. We offer a prayer to him and he fulfills our wishes. As if God is like a, what is that called? Genie, right? Uh, Genie or somebody who comes and just fulfills desires. Whatever we ask from that genie, he comes and fulfills our desires. So most people, even most pious people in this world, their idea about God is for us. God lives for us. Hmm? However, advanced spiritualists understand that God also has a personal life. प्रभु, दरवाजा बंद कर सकते हैं? क्लास चल रहा है. So, um, those who are mature in their spiritual understanding, they understand that, oh, God is not just my order supplier. God doesn't exist for me. I exist for God. Hmm? And God also has a personal life. And we too are a part of his personal life. And we exist to give joy to God, to give pleasure to God. Hmm? And that's quite obvious, even in this world. The way every living entity is created is uh, we derive more joy in giving happiness to God. Hmm? In selfishness, nobody derives real joy. Once, His Holiness Devamrit Maharaj, who is a disciple of Srila Prabhupada, he went to IIT Bombay. He was scheduled to give a talk there. He began his talk with a question which really stumped the minds of all the bright students of IIT Bombay. What was the question he asked them? He began his talk with this question. In selfishness, we apparently gain a lot, right? Selfishness means pulling things toward us. In selfishness, we apparently gain so much, but yet we are miserable. In selflessness, we apparently lose so much, but yet we become happy. How does that happen? What can any mathematics explain this? Or can any material sciences explain this principle? The bright minds of IIT Bombay, they had no answer to this. Why? Because the answer to this question exists on the spiritual platform. The answer to this question comes from the eternal ultimate truth that we living entities, we simply exist to give joy to God, pleasure to God. Ananta Prabhu, could you mute yourself, please?
Yes.
Okay. I hope I'm still audible. Yeah. So the way living entities are created is we derive supreme joy from giving happiness to God. In serving God, in loving God, we derive unlimited joy. Hmm? And in selfishness, we do not derive joy. Hmm? That's how we are created. That's the eternal nature of any living entity. That in giving joy to God, we derive supreme joy. And that principle is because of this eternal truth. This eternal truth even reflects into this material world where living entities live in forgetfulness of God. So even in this world, we see that joy comes from selflessness, not from selfishness. Nobody derives happiness from selfishness, even in this world. Hmm? So why does selflessness give more joy than selfishness? That's because the eternal nature of any living entity is to give happiness to God, to give joy to God, and in that we derive supreme joy. Hmm? So, why did we discuss all these points? The story of Vraj Bihari Prabhu and his school teacher becoming pregnant and then uh, having a miscarriage, and then uh, at least he realized that Miss Sharma has a life beyond just teaching. She has a personal life as well. Hmm? And then we also discuss this philosophical truth that real joy comes from serving God. Even in this world, we see joy comes from selflessness, not selfishness. Why does this principle hold true in this world? Because it comes from the spiritual platform, from the eternal platform, where the eternal joy of any living entity is to give joy to God, to give pleasure to God. Hmm? So, why did we discuss these points? That's because uh, we have been discussing God's personal agenda. Hmm? So, God's personal agenda is also the supreme spiritual truth. It's a sweet reality. It's the sweetest reality. Hmm? There's nothing selfish about it. Hmm? So, Lord Chaitanya, there are two categories of reasons for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's appearing into this world. Hmm? There is a personal agenda and there is a cosmic agenda. Personal agenda is his personal plan, his personal desires. Hmm? And cosmic agenda is his plan for other living entities. Hmm? So, internal reasons is his personal agenda, and external reasons for Lord Chaitanya's coming into this world is his cosmic agenda. Hmm? So, yeah. So, what is the cosmic agenda for Lord Chaitanya's coming into this world? There are three of them given. Number one, the Lord descended to spread the Sankirtan movement, to spread the chanting of Hare Krishna, hmm, to introduce this process of Sankirtan for the deliverance of all living entities, to bring into this world the Yoga Dharma for this Kali Yuga. That is, what is the Yoga Dharma for this Kali Yuga? Would someone like to point out? You can either type in the chat or you can even unmute yourself and speak up. Chanting, yes. Harinam Sankirtan. Hmm? So, thank you, Rishabh Prabhu. So, the Yuga Dharma of this Kali Yuga is chanting the holy names of Krishna. Hmm? So, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to show us this Yuga Dharma. Hmm? Then, the second external reason or cosmic reason for his appearance is to spread the path of spontaneous devotion. Uh, most of the scriptures in this world, uh, be it the Bible, Quran, or even large portions of the Vedic literatures, they talk about a very formal way of worshipping God, a very formalized approach. And uh, yeah, there's no spontaneous devotion taught. Hmm. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to teach spontaneous devotion, spontaneous, natural love for God. And the third cosmic reason is he came to reciprocate with the call of Advaita Acharya and Haridas Thakur, two great devotees. And then his internal reasons are one is he wants to understand how much Radharani loves him. Hmm. Krishna wants to understand how much Radharani loves him. Hmm. And then this is one reason. We will not go too deep into these reasons because we also want to discuss some of the pastimes. So, first, we are discussing some philosophical reasons for his appearance, and then we will get into some very sweet pastimes, some sweet leelas of Lord Chaitanya. Hmm. So, another internal reason for his appearance is he wants to taste his own sweetness. Hmm. God is wondering, oh, what is it about me that makes all the devotees so attracted to me? So he wants to taste his own sweetness. And the third reason is he wants to experience the same happiness that Radharani experiences when she renders so many different types of services to him and offers her love to him. So he wants to put himself in the shoes of Radharani, and take on the mood of Radharani and then love Krishna and experience that the happiness, the same happiness that Radharani experiences. So these are three internal and three external reasons for Krishna's appearance in this world in the form of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hmm. So now we will try to discuss some of the pastimes of Lord Chaitanya, how he showed so much mercy in this world. Hmm. So one very famous pastime. Okay, we will try to discuss two categories of pastimes of Lord Chaitanya. Category one of pastimes is his showing mercy to different types of living entities in this world. even to the most fallen living entities, to the most unqualified living entities. He showed the topmost mercy. So we will discuss this one category of pastimes. And another category of pastimes we will discuss is his sweet dealings with his devotees, how much love he showered upon his devotees. And hearing these pastimes, we can develop attachment to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Hmm? So we can madly fall in love with him. In fact, as the scriptures explain, and our Vaishnava acharyas also uh, very emphatically uh, promote that the goal of life is to become mad in love with God. Hmm? So to become mad in love for God, that's the goal of life. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descended into this world to show us, to exemplify how to madly fall in love with God. And when we listen to his pastimes, we can also gradually begin to walk on the pathway to falling madly, falling madly in love with God, with Krishna. So let's see some pastimes that show how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed so much mercy to fallen living entities. So, in fact, let's read this pastime from Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah, can I share my screen or is screen sharing disabled? Could you
You
please
can
make
share
me a
now.
copy? Oh, yeah, no. Yes, yes, I can share it. Okay. So I hope my screen is visible.
Yes, Prabhuji, it is visible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so we will read one pastime of how even a sinful Muslim governor became fully transformed when he came in contact with Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. This is from Chaitanya Charitamrit, Madhya Leela, um, chapter 16, where Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is making an attempt to go to Vrindavan. Hmm? But on his plan is to go to Bengal first, and then from there go to Vrindavan. Okay, I think some network issue at my end. The internet is slow for some reason. Okay. Yeah. The Lord's attempt to go to Vrindavan. Hmm. So here Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is attempting to go to Vrindavan, but for one sweet reason, he cancels his plan. Hmm. Just to make his devotees happy. Hmm. To comply with his devotees' desires, he does not go to Vrindavan. Hmm. So even though it's a failed attempt usually sounds like, oh, somebody is incapable of doing something. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's failed attempt at going to Vrindavan is not indicative of any incapability on his part. It is rather indicative of his very sweet dealings with his devotees. So yeah, in his attempt to go to Vrindavan, uh, he is now crossing, in this particular pastime, he is crossing the border of Orissa to enter into Bengal. But there's one territory ruled by one cruel Muslim governor, and we will see how Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu transforms him. Hmm? Okay, yeah. So we will read from verses 150 to 200, and we will end with verse 201. Hmm? Okay. Can devotees take turns and read 10 verses each? I can call out names. Prathamesh Prabhu, would you like to read first? I see
Yes,
your
bro.
name first. Yeah.
Yes, bro.
So verse 1 onward. We'll just read the English translations. Okay. Yeah.
150. Yes. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his party arrived at Yajapura, the Lord asked the two government officers who had come with him to return.
Okay.
Sri,
Sorry. I may pause in between just to give some explanation. So the two government, just to give some context, two government officers. So Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was residing in Jagannath Puri, and which comes in Orissa, and the king of Orissa that time was Maharaj Prataprudra, a very great Vaishnava. So as soon as he understood that, oh, Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu desires to go to Vrindavan through Bengal. So on the way that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going to traverse through, Maharaj Prataprudra made all types of arrangements. He got many houses constructed just for the sake of serving Mahaprabhu, houses with lots of uh, groceries where nice bhoga could be prepared for Lord Chaitanya. He filled them up with all types of grains, vegetables. He made all types of arrangements. And he even appointed many government officials who worked under him. He appointed them to make sure that Lord Chaitanya has a very smooth and comfortable journey. So, at different places, different government officials were appointed. So, this two government officers, this refers to two officers appointed by Lord Chaitanya. So Lord Chaitanya asked them to return, and then uh, some new officers continued from that point, hmm, taking care of Lord Chaitanya. Okay, yeah, Prathamesh Prabhu, can you please continue?
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the officers and Raya Ramananda continued on with the Lord. The Lord talked to Ramananda Rai about Sri Krishna day and night.
Yes, Prabhu, please continue. Prathamesh Prabhu. I think
Yes, Sri
somebody
Chaitanya,
muted you.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the officers and Raya Ramananda continued on with the Lord. The Lord talked to Ramananda Rai and about Sri Krishna day and night. In each and every village, complies with the king's order. Government officers constructed new houses and filled each of them with stocks of grain. Thus they served the Lord. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at Remuna, where he bade farewell to Sri Ramananda Rai. When Ramananda Rai fell to the ground and lost consciousness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took him upon his lap and began to cry.
Please continue.
Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived in Remuna, where he bade farewell to Sri Ramananda. When Ramananda Rai fell to the ground and lost his consciousness, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took him upon his lap and began to cry. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's feelings of separation from Ramananda Rai are very difficult to describe indeed. It is almost intolerable to do so. And therefore I cannot describe them further. When Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finally arrived at the border of state of Orissa, the government officers came there to meet him. For 4 days,
A
the
good
government of
government officer.
yes. For
Maharaj
two
Prataprudра's government officer.
yes. For two
Yes,
or
Prabhu.
four
Please.
days, the government officer served the Lord. He also gave the Lord detailed information of what was ahead. He informed the Lord that territory ahead was ruled by Muslim governor who was drunkard. Out of fear of this king, no one could walk the road freely. The jurisdiction of the Muslim government extended up the Pichhald due to fear of
Pichalada.
fear Pichalada due to fear
Yes,
due
Prabhu.
to
Please continue.
in the due to fear of the Muslim, no one would cross the river. Maharaj Pratap Rudra's government officer further informed Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that he should stay at the Orissa border for same day so that peacefully agreement could be negotiated with the Muslim government. In that way, the Lord will be able to cross the river peacefully in a boat.
Okay,
At
yeah.
that time, a
Now,
follower of
would someone else like to continue reading?
Yes, sir.
Dheeraj Prabhu? Yeah,
At
10
that time,
verses.
a follower. Yes. At that time, a follower of Muslim governor arrived at the Orissa encampment, dressed in disguise. The Muslim spy saw the wonderful characteristics of the Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and then he returned to the Muslim governor. He told him a mendicant came has come from Jagannath Puri with many liberated persons. All these saintly people incessantly chant the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and they all laugh, dance, chant, and cry. Many millions upon millions of people come to see him, and after they see him, they cannot return home. All these all these people became like madmen. They simply chant the holy name of Krishna and dance. Sometimes they even cry and roll on the ground. Actually, these things cannot even be described. One can understand them only by seeing, considering his influence. I accept him as the supreme personality of Godhead. After saying this, the messenger began to chant the holy name of Hari and Krishna. He also began to laugh and cry, dance, sing exactly like a madman. When the Muslim government, when the Muslim governor heard this, his mind changed. He then sent his secretary to the representative of Orisian government. The Muslim secretary came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. When he offered his respects to the Lord's lotus feet and uttered the holy name of the Lord, Krishna, Krishna, his, he also was overwhelmed with aesthetic love.
Okay,
After
so we see. So far, uh, the Muslim governor sent a spy to check what's happening, and the spy went and saw the influence of Lord Chaitanya, and he came and reported to the Muslim governor. And the Muslim governor also felt transformed just hearing about Lord Chaitanya. You see, simply hearing about Lord Chaitanya and his glories and his wonderful influence, the cruel Muslim governor's heart began to change. And then he sent one of his secretaries to uh, just go and check with Mahaprabhu and his associates whether the Muslim governor could come and meet Mahaprabhu. Hmm? Now, yeah. Can someone else continue? Verse 171 onward. So far, Prathamesh Prabhu, Dheeraj Prabhu have read. Anant Prabhu, would you like to? Or Manish Vishwakarma Prabhu?
Yes, Prabhu. After chanting down, the Muslim secretary offered his respect and informed the representative of the Odisha government. The Muslim governor has sent me here. If you agree to, the Muslim governor will come here to meet Sri Chaitanya Prabhu and then return. The Muslim governor is very eager and he has submitted his pens- petition with great respect. It is a proposal for peace. You need not fear that we will fight. Upon hearing Upon hearing his proposal, the representative of the Odisha government, the Mahapatra, was very much astonished. He thought the Muslim governor is a drunkard who has changed his mind. It must be Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself who has changed the Muslim minds due to his presence and even due to his remarkance. The whole world is liberated. After thinking this, the Mahapratap immediately informed the Muslim secretary, "It is a great fortune for for your governor. Let him come visit Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu."
Yes,
However,
please
let me
continue.
However, let me make it understood that he should come here without weapons. He may bring with him 5 or 7 servants. The secretary returned to the Muslim governor and informed him of this news, dressing himself like a Hindu. The Muslim governor then came to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Upon seeing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu from a distant place, the Muslim governor fell to the ground and offered obeisance. Tears came to his eyes and was jubilant with ecstatic emotions. Arriving in that way, the Muslim governor was respectfully brought before Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu by the Mala Mahapratap. The governor then stood before the Lord with folded hands and he chanted the holy name of Krishna.
Okay. Would anyone else like to read? Manish Prabhu has read. Anant Prabhu or Vikram Prabhu or Rishabh Prabhu. Okay, if not, Dheeraj Prabhu, could you read again?
Yes, Prabhu. The governor then submissively asked, "Why was I born in a Muslim family? This is considered a low birth. Why didn't Supreme Providence grant me a birth in a Hindu family? If I had if I had taken birth in a Hindu family, it could have been easy for me to remain near your lotus feet. Since my baby is now useless, since my body is now useless, let me die immediately." Upon hearing the governor's submissive statement, the Mahapatra was overwhelmed with joy. He clasped the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and began to offer the following prayers. Simply by hearing your holy name, Chandala, the lowest of man, can be purified now. This conditioned soul has received your personal interview. It is now
Who is offering this prayer? The Urisan Mahapatra, representative of Maharaj Prataprudra. He is offering this prayer to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and he is talking about that Muslim governor. So the Mahapatra is saying, now this conditioned soul, referring to the Muslim governor, this conditioned soul has received your personal interview. Yes, Dheeraj Prabhu, please continue.
It is so wonderful that this Muslim governor has attained such results. Simply by seeing you, all this is possible. To say nothing of the spiritual advancement of persons who see the Supreme Person face to face, even a person born in a family of dog eaters became immediately eligible to perform Vedic sacrifices if he once utters the holy name of Supreme Personality of Godhead, or chant about him, hears about his pastime, offers him obeisances, or even remembers him. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then glanced with mercy at the Muslim's governor, giving him assurance. He asked him to chant the holy name Krishna and Hari. The Muslim governor then said, "Since you have so kindly accepted me, please give me some order so that I can render you some service." The Muslim governor then prayed for liberation from the unlimited sinful reactions he had previously incurred by being envious of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas and killing cows. Mukunda Datta then told the Muslim governor, "My dear sir, please hear. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wishes to go to the bank of Ganga, the Ganges. Please give him all assistance so that he can go there. This is your first great order, and if you can comply, you will render a great service." After this, the Muslim governor offered prayers to the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well as to the lotus feet of all his devotees. After that, the governor departed. Indeed, he was very pleased. Before the governor left, the Mahapatra embraced him and offered him many gifts. He thus established a friendship with him. The next morning, the governor sent his secretary with many nicely decorated boats to bring Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to the other side of the river. The Mahapatra crossed the river with Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and then they reached the other shore. And Muslim governor personally received the Lord and worshipped his lotus feet. On the boats had been one of the boats has been newly constructed and it has a room in the middle. It was on this boat that they put Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his associates. Yeah.
And his associate.
Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade farewell to the Mahapatra, standing on the river bank and looking at the boat, and Mahaprabhu began to cry. The Muslim
The
governor,
Mahapatra began.
Mahapatra began to cry. The Muslim governor then personally accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because of pirates, the governor took 10 boats full of many soldiers. The Muslim governor accompanied Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu past Mantreshwara. Mantreshwara, this place was very dangerous due to pirates. It took the Lord to a place named Pichalda,
Pichalda.
which was near Mantreshwara. Finally, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bade the governor farewell. The intense ecstasy, love exhibited by the governor cannot be described. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes are all uncommon. However, listen to his activities becomes glorious and his life became perfect.
Okay, the pastime ends here. Now we will recite this verse 201. This is the conclusion of that pastime and very wonderful verse. We'll go line by line. Yeah, any verse is usually divided into 4 lines. So please repeat after me. Whoever is on the call, you may even unmute yourselves if you wish to. Okay, please repeat after me. अलौकिक लीला करे
अलौकिक लीला करे
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
ये इहा शून्य तारा
यही ईशा शून्य तारा
जन्म देह धन्य
जन्म देह धन्य
अलौकिक लीला करे
लौकिक लीला करे
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य
ये इहा शून्य तारा
यही ईशा शून्य तारा
जन्म देह धन्य
Janma Deha Dhanya.
Hmm. So the translation is, please repeat after me. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes
Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes
are all uncommon.
are all uncommon.
Whoever listens to
Whoever listens
his activities
to his activities
becomes glorious
becomes glorious,
and his life becomes perfect.
and his life becomes perfect.
Yeah. So alaukika leela kare. Huh? Shri Krishna Chaitanya, Lord Shri Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does alaukika leela. Hmm? Alaukika. Alaukika means not of this world. Uncommon. Extraordinary. Hmm? अलौकिका लीला करे श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य यही यहाँ सुने जो भी इसे सुन लेता है whoever listens to these तार his janma deha dhanya his janma and his deha become dhanya dhanya means glorified or successful. Hmm? So if we attentively and with great faith and devotion listen to these wonderful pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, our birth in this human form of life and our bodily existence, no matter in what condition we may be born. We may be born in a poor, whether we are born in a poor family or a rich family, whether we are black in complexion or fair in complexion, or whether we are uh, tall or short, or whether we are fat or thin, or whether we are good at studies or not so good at studies, doesn't matter. Hmm? Our birth will become purified and glorified if we simply listen to these wonderful activities of Lord Chaitanya with faith and devotion. Hmm? Okay, we will end here. There are so many other wonderful pastimes to cover, but we don't have that much time. So we will go around and we will ask all devotees uh, any reflections from today's session, any take home message, anything new you learned that you would like to retain with yourself. Maybe first we can go with Anant Prabhu. Could you please unmute yourself and share some reflection from today's session? Anything that you learned. By speaking out these reflections, we get to fortify our understanding. Hmm. Yes. Anant Prabhu, are you in a position to unmute yourself and share something? Okay, Manish Prabhu.
Yes, Prabhu. Actually,
Correct.
generally, Krishna. Uh, Earlier we talked about as actually I just to focus on Braj Bihari Prabhu's you said a story his teacher are pregnant, so you said that things and you said also internal and external appearance. So and apart from that, uh, cosmic and personal agenda, and we are not a genie. Whatever we want to get from God, we could not get it easily. We should give a service or we should chanting as in a model time. So all these things you say by said by you.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah, the point was many people, even pious people, they treat God like some genie who will just fulfill my desires. But those who are more spiritually advanced, they don't see God as somebody who lives for me. Their understanding is I live for God. Hmm. So yes, very wonderfully you summarized so many nice points. Hmm. Anything else you wanted to say, Manish Prabhu?
Yeah, apart from that, actually, just I will give message whosoever not aware of Krishna, they just aware of Krishna. Actually, we have only one thing uh, to purify or understand our life cycles. Only chanting of Krishna. So you become a servant of Krishna, then you feel what's the actual life cycle. You will be get a freedom of your life cycle.
Hmm. Right, right. Yes. Wonderful. Vikram Prabhu, do you want to share something? We are yet to hear from Vikram Prabhu and
Hare Krishna Prabhuji.
Hare
Definitely, currently only radio traveling, so it's tough to listen everything.
Oh,
Just
your
I
voice is
transported.
breaking. Oh, maybe you're traveling, you said, is it? Oh, okay, okay. Vikram Prabhu is traveling. That's okay. Anant Prabhu, do you want to share something? Okay. Okay. Thank you, dear devotees, for joining us. No problem, Vikram Prabhu. Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Anant Prabhu, Manish Prabhu, Vikram Prabhu, and so many
Thank you.
other devotees joining us. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। हरे कृष्ण।